Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
Good morning. Peace and blessings to the people. Much love. I hope all is well. Truly, truly. I hope the weekend has been good to you. I hope I hope the rest of this week is especially good to you. So much is going on out here in the world. And we have to be grateful. Well, you don't have to. It would be nice if you were, though. Just a little bit. Ain't no need to be bent out of shape. As horrible as life can be, as frustrating as it can be, I know. Very, very, very stressful. You know, us common folk, we don't have the privileges and the luxuries that the rest of society has. You can't just hop in our readily available limos and then have somebody drive us to fame and fortune. Nah, we don't get that. We get taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes. The bill collectors are waiting Monday morning, first thing at 6 a.m. They're waiting to pick up the phone and harass you. I know it. You know it. All day from Monday to Friday. They don't quit. Hell, some of these motherfuckers will call you on Saturday too. Shit. I know I ain't the only one. But you see the title. Shout outs to my poets, my writers, my content creators. Much love to all of y'all. This is about to be a very special week, a very unique week, a week to challenge myself a week for you to challenge yourself to be great, to shed some light on the evil, to rebuke it, to give glory, praise, and honor to the one who still supports us readily at every beck and call. Even when we don't really deserve his grace and mercy, he is so good with us. I just want to highlight that real quick. I want to take this particular moment just to say thank you, God, and thank you, Jesus Christ, for health, for a roof, for food and shelter. I thank you for everybody that is here. I thank you for intercessory prayer. I thank you for word. I thank you for chastisement. Thank you for direction. I thank you for being there when nobody else wants to be present. I thank you just for opportunity. Now that we got that out of the way, I want to present to you this video that came across my desk. I had some folks saying, "Oh man, that ain't real. This ain't real." Yeah, but this is the second video that I've seen speaking on this. So, and on top of that, this isn't from just a regular 9 to 5. The first clip that I did react to, I chopped it up, put it on my YouTube accounts. This is a second one from a different source. And I wanted to highlight it real quick because where we are in life, you need receipts, you need video, you need audio, you need witnesses. The way that the enemy is working, they will do everything within their power to keep you from the truth. They will do everything in their power for crime to prevail, injustices to prevail. We can't allow it. Whether or not you think this footage is accurate or not, I tell you, just like anybody else, do your own research. Now, when I covered this a few weeks ago, I already knew that this shit had conspiracy written all over it. I already suspected that there was some foul play here. There was nothing that was going to convince me otherwise. Black people do not, I repeat, Black people do not hang themselves. If you're going to unalive yourself, if you're that dark or in that much of a end it all type of an attitude, you want to go quick. This right here is not the signature. Trey Reed lost his life on campus a few weeks ago. There was no alleged cameras. They had no proof. They said he was depressed. They said he was going through something. And that he just took his battered and beaten body, carried it to a location where there was no footage. There was nothing offered. to provide anybody the opportunity to debate that his death came at the hands of anybody. They really wanted us to believe that he just did this on his own accord. At Derek, this is the clip that I'm going to play. And I want to be clear, right? This is speculation, all right? I'm only reporting what's coming out as this case continues, you know what I'm saying? What is being said here in this video, I'm about to bring it. Matter of fact, let me bring this up on the screen real quick. And I want to be perfectly clear. Do your own homework. I'm not going to tell you one thing over the other. I'm not the family. I don't have official documentation that says either or. I'm only giving you what is being given us. The fucked up part about this is, like, that conspiracy side. Oh, let me switch this. The conspiracy side of me would say they're using people to suggest that it was something else, to distract you from something. I wouldn't be biased or unbiased if I said it's not a possibility. You're right. You're absolutely right. Which is why it's like, all right, there's too many holes here. What are we missing? What am I not being told? Did they get the autopsy done before he was buried? Like what's going on? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play this video. You be the judge of it. I'm not even mad at what you're saying, because my thing is, if I'm the parent, I'm getting my own private investigation done. I'm going to have someone professionally do this before he gets put in the ground. Are there cases where people have, I can't even think of a word, where they take you from out of the plot itself and then do it? I believe there's been some cases on that. I would rather have this done prior. I'm assuming, just my assumption, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming they got this done before they buried him. But that's just my take. Your boy activists associated with family, whatever. Well, here's the problem. Many people just want the truth. I just want the truth. I'm not a political type of person. I'm gonna be honest with you. All I care about is right and wrong. Did this happen or didn't this happen? And it's unfortunate, right? Because some people will say, well, it's not your business. Why do you care so much? Why are you talking about it? Let them grieve in peace, etc., etc. But, you know, if you are in a position where you lost a loved one and you're second guessing it every day of your life, wouldn't you want to know the truth? If you felt like something happened and somebody's not being forthcoming about it, wouldn't you go out of your way to figure it out? I would definitely, like, I give you an example. At Derek, I ain't a PhD. I don't have a doctorate in psychology and all of that. I'm just somebody who speaks on how he feels about certain situations. I'm humble, right? You might be more knowledgeable in an area that I am not. I have absolutely no problem hiring you to do a job. If you are in a profession where your expertise is at research, or maybe your profession is being a lawyer or a marine biologist, I have no problem hiring you to do a job. Why? Because you are good at what you do, and I need to make sure that whoever is on the case, they're going to give me 100%. I'm paying you to do something for me that's going to bring me the results that I require. I would never go to somebody who don't have the credentials to do a job. And I say all that to say, just from that current post, I have no ties or connections with political powers, or am I relying on these clips or the footage that comes out on social media to sway me either way, whether or not this is corrupt or not. But what I am doing is opening up a dialogue where we can say, well, it could be this, but it could be this too. Can't be one-sided. But I've always stood on the side that this is definitely foul play. To me, it might be different to everybody else. The issue I have with this is that many online are inferring lynching to reignite the old issue. Yeah. Ever since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, it's only gotten worse. And we did a live stream on this recently, and they're like, we're using this as an excuse or as a way to say, well, because Charlie Kirk was assassinated, that means that we need to go ahead and start making everything about race. But Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a black person. Charlie Kirk was killed by someone of his own complexion. But because of the messaging within Charlie Kirk's speeches and conversations, they want to associate that with this. All of it is a distraction. All of it is an excuse in a form of manipulation. Racism has been going on far before Charlie Kirk. Arcana was going on, sir. Years and years and years before him. And like, so for me, the hangings and all of that, like a couple months ago, it was a gentleman in New York that got hung. Nobody spoke about it. Nobody's talking about it. Completely forgot. I just finished doing a reaction video for a young woman whose ex-boyfriend was hung. Nobody's talking about that. And I just finished doing 2 videos. One of a 7-year-old being hung in an elementary school in Maryland, and another child with lacerations around his neck. There's been racism going on for generations, like even after and before this is not going anywhere. The level of ignorance out here is astonishing. This case, right? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play this video. And then I'll go back to my rhetoric. Matter of fact, let me acknowledge this too. I love your feedback. That's what we don't have enough of. Like, we got to be fair about all this stuff, man. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I don't like racism. I don't like ignorance. I don't like trolling. I don't like bullying. I don't like colorism. I don't like none of that shit. I don't care what side of the fence this is on. Let me go ahead and play this.
Second autopsy was done on Trey Reed's body, and we now know that this was not a suicide. Here's what we know. They found evidence of blunt force trauma to the back of his head. They also did not find any evidence that shows that he was hanging from a tree for hours. What they found through their autopsy was that he was possibly manually strangled and then placed in the tree after his death. We also now know that he had an altercation the day before with 4 white students, and the reason why is because he was coming to the defense of his younger sister, who was under attack by these guys for comments she made online about Charlie Kirk's death. Yeah, the authorities are saying that they have identified these 4 students, and we cannot leave this alone until we see the end of it. This is like literally all hands on deck, because we know how corrupt all of this already is based on how the police treated this from the start. So we need people speaking about this. If you're speaking about it, tell your friends to repost. If you see a post about this, repost. Second autopsy was.
And there you have it. There you have it. I just tell you, look, do what you will with that. This isn't the first time that I've come across this video. Not with the same frame, a different person. The first video that I reacted to was from a black woman. This is the second one. But I'm telling you right now, and this is actually a comic Stephen Brown. I don't know him. I've never watched him. What are we doing? So we got 2 parallels. Let's go with both sides of this. And then you decide where you fit in with this. So let's go with the idea that it's impossible for them to have gotten this autopsy done. Well, here's a heads up. Colin Kaepernick actually paid for the second autopsy. I did a video for that. The family couldn't afford it. He came out of pocket and did it himself. So we can debunk whether or not this was done or not. Now, me personally, I believe it could have either been done before they buried him, which is more likely the case, or they buried him and brought him back out of the earth. I'm going to say they got this done before. Me personally, I would have gotten this done before they buried him. Why wouldn't you? Logically thinking, as a parent, you know your children. Based on what they said and what the medical record showed, there was absolutely no way that a person is going to beat the shit out of themselves and then take Like, that was the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard. Like, they really think we stupid. I'm gonna just beat the hell out of myself, break my arms, break my leg, and then find myself in a tree. That gotta be the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Did you really expect somebody to believe that, or are you really just trolling something? Like really, what the fuck was that? Please help me figure out how anybody would have come to the conclusion that this man went to college, was trying to do something with his life, all for him to say, woe is me, I don't want to be here no more, let me break and disable myself, and then, right. Okay. I want to know how anybody could even think, like, if you had a legitimate case, footage, text messages, audio, anything that would suggest that that man was suicidal, or that there was no third parties involved, show me. You're not just going to tell me that this is what happened. And no, anybody with a working brain is not about to sit there and allow you to tell them just anything. So, just to be fair, I ain't knocking nobody for feeling however they want to feel towards this. But this is my opinion and my fact. The fact is, based on what we know, this was absolutely racially driven. But let's say for the small percent that it wasn't, provide me proof to the United States of America, to everybody who was arguing one side over the other, and for everyone who's a Charlie Kirk fan, for everybody who is racist, for everybody who hates black people, for everybody who is fair and neutral, for everybody who was just trying to get to the bottom of it equally without bias. Help me understand how 4 white college kids could do what they did to this person and then leave them in the condition that they were later found in. Do I need to go back and play the video again? They showed receipts. Oh, well, somebody could have just typed that up and cropped it out. Do your research. It's not that hard. There are multiple platforms who are saying the exact same thing, reporting on the same thing, same report. He was defending his family. He lost his life for defending his family against someone who was harassing them. Justify that. Justify that. Do we have 4 dickheads who were being disrespectful to a woman because of her race, or because they just were dickheads and they didn't see the value in her? To them, she was just a female that they could flirt with and disrespect in every way imaginable because in college, the world is different. Or they thought they could profile her because we're colored. Or they profiled her because of the type of activities that happen in college. Or because they thought that she was one of the stereotypical black women that gets labeled as a hoe. There's a combination of explanations for this. All of them all circle back to one thing: ignorance. All of it is ignorant. Doesn't really make a difference what the motivation behind it was. You disrespected a woman. A young man came to the aid of that woman. You killed that man because he was trying to defend the woman. You didn't even just jump him. You ain't just beat him. You mutilated him. The level of anger and the level of hatred that you, like, we're talking about murder. Somebody's life is gone. They're no longer here. However you want to call it, this shit is not funny. It's not cute. There's nothing attractive about it. I don't care what political beliefs you have. When you take someone's life, that's a different level of psychosis and spiritual depravity that can't be explained. There's no rationality to it. You have to have a certain level of hatred in your heart. There has to be something inside of you demonic. There's nothing godly about that. There's nothing pure about that. For you to be able to do what you did to him, yeah, that's definitely motivated by something far beyond just Charlie Kirk. Do you know that I just finished doing another video? It's coming out today. A teenage boy, 17 years old, driving 70 miles an hour, hit and ran over, killing two 17-year-old girls. And over what? Charlie Kirk. They weren't black, by the way. Charlie Kirk. So I want to address two things in this next portion. Whether or not this was racially profiled or not. Why are human beings so sensitive? How can a person like Charlie Kirk or Cardi B or whoever has a blue check, whoever has a fat ass or has 1 million followers, how can these people influence y'all so much to the point and an extent that you're willing to harm another person over it? Please help me understand this.
How did you do that? Yeah, that's neat.
I don't get it. For the 1,000th time, these celebrities, these influencers, they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't like you. You are a paycheck to them. Your views make them money. When they argue, when they fight, Do you realize that most of this shit is staged? Most of these arguments, like this shit with Cardi B and fucking Nicki Minaj, do you know all that shit is staged? You think these people really hate each other? They're trying to sell albums. These folks that's in these positions, they don't care about nothing other than breaking your pockets while also sprinkling in their own fuel for hatred. This shit is demonic. All this shit is demonic, man. Whether or not you thought that man was racist or not, there are a group of men and women with large followings that do nothing but grift and panhandle. They don't believe in God, but they act like they believe in God. They act as if they're for the people. They're not for the people. Everything about their presentation says this is for you. None of it is. Most of what they discuss and advertise on social media is filled with innuendo and satanic messaging within the content of what they're putting out that's getting to you through your eyes and your ears. Y'all not listening to this shit though. You're not really seeing beyond what the reality of it is. You see a person who is dressed well with a suit and tie on, going from college to college, using big words and arguing and fighting with people and saying things that acclimate to your desires and your ideologies, and you automatically assume that you're seeing someone on a level of status that can provide you with the assertion that you solely need. The whole time, these folks are really just controlling you like puppets, stringing you along the whole time. So now you're either dead or in jail over fallacies that are being put out here from people who don't even really believe in the shit that they be saying, or they believe in it and they want you to believe in it too, because if you believe in it too, then that helps bring a divide within your community, within your household, within your relationships. And that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And I appreciate what Dirk has said earlier, because you gotta take all this shit with a grain of salt. Just because you see one of your favorite rappers or your favorite musicians on a platform that reaches millions of people say, oh, well, I believe that this is this and we're this, and that don't mean nothing. It don't mean shit. You can have the greatest background. You can have the greatest career in your life. You could have sold 1 million tickets. You could have went platinum 20 times. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. A person in his backyard will be more honest about how life really is than a person who is sitting in front of a fucking teleprompter. The BET Awards is a prime example. Those are rehearsed. Most of this shit is rehearsed. And that's scary. I'm looking online. I see Tupac wrestling Biggie Smalls and shit. The nigga Tupac joined the NWO. This nigga Tupac is at the Royal Rumble doing collaborations with Michael Jackson, and people love it. There are people who actually enjoy watching that shit. And I guess it's because, well, they're no longer here. This is the only way we can keep in contact with them. You know, that shit is demonic. A lot of this AI generated shit is demonic as fuck. Everything that you see is not what it appears to be. I'll never in my life crash out over Beyonce. I'm not about to shoot you over no fucking Beyonce. I'm not about to get no fight or no argument over no Beyonce or no Jay-Z. What? I ain't about to crash out over anybody saying the N-word. My identity is not tied in to the perception that you have of me. My identity does not come from you. My identity comes from God. God is the one who created this genetic code. I ain't sensitive like that. You can use the word all you want. The word is ignorant to me. Black people use the N-word all the time and don't nobody give a shit about it. So why would I care if a white person does it or a Hispanic person does it? The word is just ignorant. The word only is used in a derogatory way. How can it be a word of endearment when black people use it, but not the same when another race does it? All this shit is stupid. And they playing with all of us. They playing with everybody here. You got 4 white men harassing a girl, a woman. What if the second autopsy never came out? What if Colin Kaepernick, the same guy that y'all said, you said fuck him, cancel Colin Kaepernick because he didn't want to represent the United States of America, even though we know the United States of America don't fuck with us. Not you, not me, and not anybody that is on social media. The United States don't fuck with us. That's why niggas is leaving the country. Hell, if I could afford to leave this bitch, I would leave. They rape us every day, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You die broke, you die in debt. The programming that they put out here, they're trying to convert children into being something they're biologically not born into. The content that they allow to be pushed on social media makes you hate your own race. It makes you hate women. It makes you hate men, but they want you to still sit up here and pay your way in life while simultaneously destroying the nuclear household. America don't fuck with us. What if the autopsy never came out? What if nobody stepped up and said, you know what? I don't trust these motherfuckers. I don't trust you one bit. I want my own results. These people tried to tell us that he killed himself. Move on with the rest of your life. A grieving family buried their son. All you got to offer me is he killed himself. That was lazy. That was irresponsible. That was demonic. That was so far beyond irreprehensible that you would go so far as to tell somebody, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Just This, you know what? My condolences. It's unfortunate that they did this to themselves. There's nothing else we can do. Move on with your life. What? What? The world goes back to the way it was. We just forget that anything ever happened. Right? You weren't here. You didn't see anything. Move it along. Nah, that's the problem. We let too much slide, especially when it comes to the fact that they are purposely playing in our face and they're not being held accountable for all of the pain and misery that they cause. And all of this shit is over what? Ignorance, lust, desire, greed, hatred, gluttony, because you just don't like a person's complexion. Adults, all grown adults, acting like children. You don't like somebody, fight them one-on-one. You ain't a man putting your hands on women. You're not a man harassing women. You that desperate for pussy? Excuse me, box. You're that desperate for vagina that you got to go out here and harass a woman who is nowhere near your size? You bitch ass motherfuckers. Like, that shit is crazy to me, man. What the fuck are we doing? Y'all twice this time. Twice this size. Y'all can't take rejection. At this point, there's really no excuse. There's nothing that can be said about this that makes any sense to me. You're lame. You're corny. Your family, your parents raised you horribly. There's a spirit that is moving around in this country that has to be stopped. That needs to be rebuked. To the brother Dirk, everything isn't racial, but a lot of this is, and to me, I don't know about anybody else, this is absolutely racially driven. Charlie Kirk was that important to y'all? I didn't even. Are these people that important to you? Are these celebrities that important to you? I be really wanting to know. Y'all be fighting. Y'all legitimately be in the comment section fighting underneath people's shit. In my Megan Thee Stallion post, I turned that off. In my my Cardi B post, y'all be really arguing. You don't know her. How do you know this? How do you know that? How you gonna say this? You ain't rich. You broke ass nigga. You broke ass motherfucker. You broke it. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. If you don't get out of here with your receipt, if you don't, what?
Fuck you. Oh, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you.
Y'all, You Build-A-Bear built bitch. Big back, barbecue rib eating, taxi driving, beer bottle teeth opening head ass. If you don't get the fuck out of my comment section with your bullshit, y'all literally be fighting in the comment section over people who don't know you. They don't even give a shit about my post. Why do you care so much? Ain't none of these people checking for me or you. I be coming to their aid, defending them. Like it's impossible for them to be wrong. It's impossible. Boy, ain't Diddy ass about to do 4 years? He should be doing life. But his ass is going to jail. Well, he's in jail. Why do y'all think these people are so perfect? Like they just don't do anything wrong. They're immune, huh? I guess they can just say and do whatever they want and get away with it. It's cool as long as they do it. But it's a problem when we say something here on this side of the internet, us little old people who only have 5 views and 5 likes and 2 comments. Heaven forbid we don't have the brain capacity to speak on injustices, on things that are right and wrong. Ooh. Oh, I guess because we don't have the fancy cars and the big ass houses and shit, we ain't supposed to say nothing. But if we had the money, we can say whatever the hell we want. Y'all look foolish. You look like fucking idiots. You embarrass yourself every time you get in. Like, I don't do it. I can't do it. I will never do it. I'm sorry. I'm not making a career out of arguing with people on the internet, especially in comment sections. Unless this shit gonna make me money, I don't care about nothing you gotta say. Unless I'm profiting off of this, nope. I'm not wasting my breath. I'm not wasting a single breath on none of that bullshit. So you can take it and shove it, but you look dumb. You want free tickets? Is what happened to this man going to get y'all a plaque in the White House? You got mad at this woman for her comments towards Trump. People say hate the most hateful stuff all day, every day. They backstab, they talk about people, they speak wickedly in their heart towards people, all type of shit. Where you been at? It's not going anywhere. You can't avoid that. Grow up. Grow up. I hope they never see the light of day again. If based on what we just watched is accurate, the university needs to be sued and held accountable. Anybody directly tied or connected in concealing this needs to be sued and held accountable, because you motherfuckers lied to me as a mother, as a father, as a family, as the Reed family. Y'all sat here in my face and told me that this was suicide. Y'all sat here and lied in my face and said there's nothing more that we can do. You didn't really go out of your way to give us the respect that we deserve for our child. Y'all spat in our face. The authorities spat in our face. Yeah, every one of y'all need to be responsible for what did not happen. Your level of urgency for this, abysmal. Your lack of empathy, abhorrent. All of you are disposable. You're pathetic pieces of human species that need to be excavated from the positions within where you are located. You do not deserve the jobs that you have. You are scum underneath my feet. Nobody in the positions that these women and gentlemen are in should have the type of fortune that they have had. You've been blessed to do what you do. And here we are having a discussion about folks with degrees basically being directly and indirectly connected to someone's death. Whether or not y'all want to take responsibility for any of it or not, you are definitely complicit. 100%. And there's men and women like you out here all over the country that are moving exactly like this, which is why I felt I had to honor that family. I had to honor him. And anyone who feels like this with this stream, because that is some bullshit. You know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the family, to the friends. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have racism. In a perfect world, people wouldn't idolize folks. You wouldn't worship them. In a perfect world, the truth would always outshine the lie. And unfortunately, where we are right now, people would rather be a part of the lie than be a part of the truth. As long as you get to stay hidden within that lie and be demonic, nefarious, vindictive, as long as you can harbor all of that iniquity and go about as you please, people will continue to brush it off. It's not enough people nearly standing up saying, we don't accept this. This ain't cool. I don't want this on TV. I don't want to be associated with anybody who is racist or commits crimes or shoots people or hurts people. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of using a language that is very disparaging. I don't want to be a part or associated with something that makes the culture looks like it's more than what it really. I don't. Nope. Bottom line, we need more people to be held accountable. And it's unfortunate that this young man had to lose his life the way he did, protecting his loved one. There's no greater love than someone who will lay down their life for their brother or their friend. That is scriptural. It's not verbatim, but it's scriptural. And for the very fact that he came to the defense of his loved one, I hope and pray that God got him covered completely, unequivocally. This is an ugly world. You don't know when your time coming. You don't know who got what type of level of hatred in them. You don't know. You can't prepare for it. justice. I feel like we're finally getting results. We're finally getting some leeway. Blessings to Colin Kaepernick. Shout outs to that brother. That man went out of his own pocket. I didn't see Jamie Foxx. I didn't see Cardi B. I didn't see Sexy Red come to his aid. I didn't see Mariah the scientist come to his aid. I didn't see none of these Bad Bunny. I didn't see none of these people come to his aid. I didn't see none of them talking about it. Matter of fact, I don't see any of them talking about this shit. And I'm gonna leave the stream with this. How much do you think they actually care about what's really going on out here in the world? How much do you think they cared about Trey Reed? How much do you think they actually care about any of this? You think they're willing to boycott any of their concerts? You think they're willing to protest, pick up a sign and stand out there with the rest of the civilians? You think any of these people are willing to risk their platforms, losing sponsorships, even though they know that what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong? Do you think they're going to go out of their way for us, even though they are a part of us, humanity, period? They're not. So I will never support a single one of them again. Never. I'm never putting a single dime in their pocket. I'm not even, nope. Y'all been leeching off of us way too long. Get that hatred out your heart. That's all I'm gonna say. If you racist or you have any type of whatever, if you got any type of bullshit in you, man, and get that shit out of your heart, man. I pray for this country, like real talk. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. I appreciate y'all for chopping it up with me. Me, Rob, and Sydney will be back later on. 7 p.m. Easterns. Tap in, join the convo. Shout outs to Arcana. Shout out to Derek. I appreciate the engagement, the feedback. Always love chopping it up with the people. Until later, y'all be blessed. And I holler at y'all later. All right.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?